I am just waiting for the blue circle to stop spinning to let me know that we're actually live. Hi everybody, it's Heather, the expat entrepreneur. I believe we are live, up and running here, and I just want to welcome you to what is the 4th episode of the Legit e-Biz show, coming to you every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, live. So I hope that you're here and able to join in, and I've got some exciting stuff to talk about today. And to begin with, I want to let you know that the subject again is Amazon. Why am I talking about Amazon so much? And believe me, it's going to end next week. It's not all going to be about Amazon going forward. The reason why is a couple of reasons. First of all, I have an amazing opportunity that exists right now for people who are interested. Hello, whoever just joined in. The second reason why is because it's hot in the news right now since Jeff Bezos stepped down, and there's a lot of speculation spinning about in terms of what's going to happen now that he's stepped down and given up the reins of control. And what I can say from the things that I'm hearing from people who know are it's all good news as far as people who might be looking toward Amazon as a potential business opportunity. So that's the second reason why I've been focusing so much on Amazon in these last couple of episodes that I've done. But before I carry on, and believe me, you're going to want to stay tuned and hear what I have to say, because it is amazing information and opportunity for people right now that won't exist a week from now, which is why we're not going to talk about Amazon next week. But for right now, at this moment, I just wanted to stop and let you know that I'm going to change up the format a little bit about the show. And I realized that it's just gaining speed in terms of having larger numbers of people coming on live to listen in the moment. But I want to do a giveaway. I want to try and find a way for us all to engage more and for you to ask questions that might come up. And I found a solution. So I can do a really cool giveaway for you, even though you might not be here live on the program. But I see somebody still is, so thank you for staying. What I'm going to do is toward the end of today's topic, I'm going to write a number down, and I'll write it down on a sticky note so that you can see that it's written. And then I'll ask you to go ahead. Anybody can come in later and watch the replay and type in the comments what the number is. And the first 3 people are going to win prizes. So what I'll do is next week, I'll open the show by announcing who won. And we can all see, it's all going to be transparent. You'll see who's in the comments if you care to look back and know who's won. So that, I think, is going to be exciting and a fun way for us to be more engaged with each other. But on that note, I did want to also let you know that if at any time you want more information about anything, you can reach out to me directly. You can comment below. You can email me at heather@legitebiz.com, or you could visit my website, which is my name, Heather E. Farrell, FARRELL.com. And there's heaps more information and resources and things for you there. So on that note, let's get started and start talking about which way on Amazon, which one of the 8 methods that we know of right now. I was saying 7, I've now got it up to 8 thanks to a seller friend of mine who pointed out another way, yet another one, and let you know which one is the single best opportunity today, in my humble opinion, and many others too. I'll run through the 8 methods quickly just so that we're all on the same page. You've got private label, and I've talked about that already in quite a lot of detail. So if you're not sure what that is, go back and watch the previous 1 or 2 episodes where I talk about you selling a physical product that you've manufactured and put your own label on. Private label. Huge risk, huge capital outlay, lots of spinning plates in the air all at once. A fun, easy, completely different way that's got nothing to do with physical products is writing a book and putting it on Kindle. You can also do print on demand on Amazon, as a matter of fact. There is the ability to do the drop shipping model on the Amazon platform if you want to go that route. It's completely different. You're limited in terms of which kind of products you're actually able to put print designs on, but you can also use companies from outside who are able to put it on any number of different products, if that's what you want to do. Definitely not the most lucrative or interesting, but it's an option. You can also do homemade, which is something that would be a little bit in competition with Etsy. And I think a lot of people, if you're thinking of homemade products, probably the first thing that comes to your mind in terms of an online platform is Etsy. So that might not be actually the very best way to look at doing it. But those are just a few examples. And the one that I want to talk to you about today that I think is the best is what's called the wholesale model. And what this is all about is basically the technical term is you would be a reseller. So the way that it works is you would first identify a product based on criteria that you know, pre-existing criteria. So it's going to tick all the boxes, and you know ahead of time that it's a product that's selling today, it's profitable, and there's room for you in the market for you to actually make a profit on it. So you've got all these questions answered, and these are the big questions, right? That we never know for sure until you actually bring it to market and find out. So you know that. So you found the product. You then go to the actual brand owner, the manufacturer, and you negotiate with them and ask them to become a reseller of their product on Amazon. And this kind of thing happens all the time. You may have heard me talk a little bit about it already in one of the previous episodes, but it happens all the time, online and offline, in brick and mortar too. And a perfect example of that is Nike and the thousands of stores that you could buy Nike products in that do not say Nike on the top, right? They're completely different places. So it's other outlets who have got reseller rights for a branded product. And once you do that and you've got your agreement with the brand owner for you to start selling under their name, or selling their branded product rather, you are able to slot yourself into the sellers of that product on the Amazon platform and start getting some of those sales. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's so easy to predict what your income is going to be, because what you're looking at is the past history of the product, and however far back it goes, you can look at it just this past month or the past year or whatever length of time it's maybe been available for sale on that platform, on that .com. Or if you went to the UK and it was .co.uk or the Japan or whichever market you're going to go into. Has to be one of the busy ones though. I wouldn't recommend Canada or Australia because there's just not a lot happening there. So you're going to put this time on something and it's going to be applied to an area with less potential. So it makes a lot more sense to put it where you're going to potentially get the maximum benefit, right? And I've been talking a lot about this being your amount of time. If this is the amount of time you have to put on a thing, where can you best put that amount of time in order for you to get the best results, the most maximum effect, the highest potential reward? And I mean, there's lots of options out there, right? And that's why looking at an opportunity like this, especially the wholesale model on Amazon, is so timely. And like I said at the beginning, the second reason why I want to talk about it again today is because there is a window of opportunity that exists right now, and I'm talking to you on February 19th. It's the 18th in North America, sorry. I'm in Japan, for those of you who don't know. So it's 11 minutes after 10 a.m. here for me on Friday morning. I'm ahead of time. This opportunity exists right now for the next couple of days, and what it is an actual training program that you can take a free training webinar to learn all the intricacies of this selling formula and decide if it's something that you would want to pursue and look forward and do. And it's free, like I say, there's no obligation. So, anybody who's interested, you should definitely just go ahead and look. There's no harm in looking. But the reason why the wholesale method is so preferable over, let's compare it to its polar opposite, which is private label, is because with wholesale, you only need a fraction of the money to do the business. You only need a fraction of the time to do the business. And you also take on a very small fraction of the risk compared to private label. So if you want to go to the risk and the effort and the trouble of finding a product that you think is going to sell well on Amazon, that you think you're going to go and get a good manufacturer for, that's going to make the quality you want, that you're then going to ship it all the way over and get it into inventory and everything's going to go good, that's a lot of risk, believe me, and it's a lot of money. And the reason for that is because when you're buying products as a wholesaler that you want to resell, and you want to put your name on them, your brand name, the process line has to stop in order to put your mold for your branded name on that product. Like literally that's what happens. And that's why there's this thing called MOQs, minimum order quantities. So in order for you to do that and put your brand on there, they have to stop the presses and put in your new mold and continue to make them. So whatever those minimum order quantities are, sometimes they can be low as a couple of hundred units, and other times they're well into the thousands. It depends on the product. But it's costly. So you're not in a situation where you can just buy a handful of them, so to speak, just to try it out. So that's a huge risk. And with wholesale, those two things are completely taken care of because you already know, you're starting out knowing that this product is already a good seller. Maybe I missed that one as far as private label goes, but that's like the biggest concern and the biggest problem. And it's the one reason why people in private label oftentimes don't even ever get started because they can't decide what product to go with. And a lot of the trainers out there will say, listen, just pick anything and just get going and get your feet wet and get learning in the process as you go through, because there's things that you're not going to learn until you're actually like in it. The technical versus the theoretical, right? You are going to need to move forward with something. But with private label, the majority of people, in fact, who take training don't ever do anything with it. And that's one of the reasons why they overwhelm and not knowing which product to choose in the first place. And once you do choose a product, you never really know. If you talk to any private label seller, they'll say, I'm hopeful, but I never really know if it's going to be the hit, right? And usually until you're nearly through that first run of inventory, that's when you might get the real true sense of, okay, this is going to be a go. And by then, you've got to put your order in for your second batch of inventory, wait the time for it to be produced, shipped, get it into inventory at Amazon, and by then you've probably run out of inventory on the platform, and now you're going to have to re-rank. These days, that's less of an issue because a lot of sellers are running out of inventory constantly due to COVID, due to huge supply chain issues and logistical issues, problems that are keeping products and inventory stuck in warehouses and unable to be shipped either into Amazon or directly to the consumers. I don't know why, but it's happening, and you've probably experienced it if you're stateside and you have been making just regular Amazon orders yourself for your own daily life. So it's something that's a problem at the moment. But normally, under normal circumstances, which we're going to return to at some point, whatever that new normal is, the last thing you want to do is run out of inventory. Like, that's the kiss of death because you lose your rank. Your rank goes off a cliff. And as soon as your new inventory comes in, you've got to spend money to get that rank back again. And that's just the cycle, right? So if you can stay ahead of it, and if you can know ahead of time which product is going to be a go, then you can get in front of that wave and just keep the balance going. And with wholesaling and reselling, that's not your problem. Like, you already know this product is selling well, or you would not have approached that wholesaler in the first place, that brand owner in the first place. And they've already got the inventory there, sitting there waiting. And so once you get the agreement and they say, yes, okay, we'll let you be a reseller of our product, go ahead, then you agree to how much product you want to buy from them to start out with. And pretty much anybody's going to say, you keep it low in the beginning. You keep it low depending on what the product is. I mean, I'm not going to advise you here based on complete theoretical ideas, but you're not going to spend a ton of money, that's for sure. And it's wholesale that you're buying it at as well. And you're also going to keep it well under a couple hundred units for sure, because you've got to test the waters and make sure that this is going to work for you. But you're able to do this and pull the trigger like fast, way faster than with private label, because you can have product in your store front on Amazon within a couple of weeks. As soon as you and your manufacturer have come to an agreement, you're then in the situation where you put your order in with them. Let's say you buy 150 units from them. You do that, they ship the product to you or directly into Amazon under your label. It gets into FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, and you're good to go. Literally, you are in business and getting buyers, getting sales, and as soon as you're in inventory under this model. Whereas with private label, you're a minimum of months away on the hope that you've chosen wisely, that the market conditions haven't changed that much since you made the decision in the first place, which is what happened to me with my first product. Everything changed by the time that I made the decision to go with the calf compression sleeves and I had them in inventory. Whole new ballpark that was not favorable for me. But anyway, those two huge unknown factors that are the massive amount of risk in private label do not exist in the wholesale model. So that's what makes it so favorable. And the third component that is so exciting about it is that you are also able to do this literally part-time. Now, I say that with a little bit of a caveat, because in the beginning, when you're first going to build up your roster of products, there's no telling how long it's going to take you. Let's say you've got a goal that you want to supplement your income by $3,000 a month, let's just say. And you've gone through the program and you know how much each of these products are going to potentially spin off to you, and you get a few, and maybe you get up to $2,500 or $3,000 a month with a handful of products. You know, you can do one or two things at that point, right? You can either kick back and use all this time that you were doing the business with before, that now you only need, like, you know, maybe an hour or two a week, literally, to maintain, because you've done all that legwork. Or you can keep going and you can add more products and you can increase your cash flow even that much more. It's completely up to you. Or you can do both and take time off here and there and take the month of December off and the whole summer off, or whatever you want to do. Like, literally, this model has that potential for you to let you have the free time whenever you want it. And that does not exist in private label, and I can tell you that firsthand. With private label, what is required to on that business on a daily basis is more than one person has, more hours than one person has in a day. And in my opinion, a private label business will always be limited by the number of people that you have working on it, because there's no way that one person has enough time and ability to do everything that needs to be done. Like, it's that big. It's a big hairy gorilla is what I tend to call it. And after 6 years of doing private label, believe me, I know it pretty well. So this is, it's an amazing opportunity. The training is on now. I'll put the link below, but in the meantime, you can also feel free to go to my website, and I'll give you another website too if you want. You can just click that link right there. It's www.legitebiz.com/club. And you can find the link right there as well to get the free training and find out more about it. And I highly recommend you do. If you're in a position where you need or want to supplement your income, this can definitely be a huge answer for you. And it does not require, like I say, a lot of cash or a lot of time, which is something that most other opportunities really cannot say. And just one last note I'll say on that. This opportunity is so good that for the first time ever, I've taken it to friends and family, literally. First time ever. So I'm definitely not blowing smoke here. So on that note, let me go ahead and write a number down on the handy little sticky note. This is February. It's Feb 19 here, so I'll just go with that. Feb 19, and I'm going to write a number between 1 and 100, and I've got it. So I will fold this up just before you get a chance to see it. And if you want to put the number in the comments below, I will, at the start of the next show, next Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, I will go ahead and pick the first 3 people who pick this number, and you're going to win a prize. And you're going to love it, and it's going to be great. But in the meantime, I sincerely hope that you go ahead and just check out the link below and see what this training is all about, because it's a good one. It's a real good one. And for next week, we are going to talk about something completely unrelated to Amazon. I can promise you that, because I think that by that point in 4 episodes in, there's probably been enough of it. But yes, please do come back to this channel on a regular basis to find out more about online business strategy and everything to do with being online and what it's like to be a digital entrepreneur, breaking free from your job, from your corporate life, all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I would like to say, if you like this this episode, share it with your friends, send them a link, or tag them, or whatever it is we do here on Facebook. Give it a like, give me a comment. I would love to hear anything back from you, and I thank you sincerely for tuning in and being part of this episode. And yeah, have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will be talking to you again soon. Thanks, everybody.